They basically said that because she was drinking so much, it was starting to affect her headspace and her brain. So I think they said it was alcohol-induced dementia. I want the family to become the guardian.
And you guys are ready to take care of her?
100%. As long as she has people around who are yes people, the same thing is always going to occur, where she would ultimately just find any excuse to be by herself so she can get back to drinking.
It seems that Wendy Williams' health has taken a drastic turn for the worse. Her son, Kevin Jr., is now publicly expressing his sorrow over losing all the support they once had, as his mother is permanently unable to care for herself. Recent reports reveal that Wendy is struggling with dementia, leaving her unable to walk, speak, or think clearly. She is reportedly a shadow of her former self. This information has come to light in connection with the controversial Lifetime documentary, Where is Wendy Williams?, which aired in early 2024. Since Wendy's show was canceled, people have been searching for updates on her condition. But many believe that the documentary should never have been released.
Some of the issues that are being presented in this documentary have been there before, but it just really sped up over the last 2 years or so and just mushroomed into something that felt uncontrollable. She definitely cognitively has some things that are off.
The Oscars? Oscars? Yeah. This weekend? What's Oscars? Well, the award show. Would you want to go to an award show and walk the red carpet? Yeah. Oh, you would?
Wendy Williams has essentially become synonymous with her show, and it's truly heartbreaking to witness her struggle with managing her life and doing simple things she once carried out with ease. The recent documentary revealed that her health is rapidly declining, but more concerning is the lack of a strong support system to protect her well-being. It's clear that Wendy needs care and attention, yet even her manager continues to talk about her being ready to start a podcast, ignoring her evident struggles. People around her need to stop seeing her solely as a source of income, and instead recognize that she is a person in decline, deserving of proper care and compassion. As for Kevin Hunter Jr., it's heartbreaking to think that he misses his mother. Wendy undeniably loves her son, but unfortunately without her, Kevin is left in the hands of his angry, financially struggling father, who doesn't seem capable of fulfilling the parental role Kevin so desperately needs. At the same time, some people are skeptical about Kevin Jr.'s claims, especially since Wendy was supporting his life financially, even though he's an adult. Wendy only received $85,000 for her documentary, and while Lifetime continues to claim Wendy gave her consent, let's be honest, she would never agree to a story like that for just $85,000. She could easily make that amount from reruns of her show while sleeping. It doesn't make sense. On top of that, there's the issue with Wendy's legal guardian, Sabrina Morrissey. While many criticized Sabrina for being too controlling, Morrissey recently filed a lawsuit that essentially backs up these claims. Even though Lifetime listed Wendy as an executive producer, Morrissey argues that the project exploited Wendy. She was diagnosed with early-onset dementia and aphasia, which meant she likely didn't have the capacity to give proper consent to being filmed, and Lifetime was aware of her condition. Everyone around Wendy was aware of the situation, and if anyone tries to argue otherwise, all they need to do is watch the documentary for a few minutes to see how vulnerable Wendy is. The entire project seemed to exploit her for financial gain. After Wendy was diagnosed, Sabrina thought the project would be stopped immediately since Wendy hadn't signed any contracts and wasn't in the right mental state to focus on her career or start a podcast. Yet, people from Wendy's publicist to her manager, and even her own son, participated in the documentary. Many believe they all played a part in taking advantage of her for one last profit.
Last night, I just feel like some things are better left unsaid or unshown, and I don't know if it's to expose what's happening around her, the people around her, and what they're doing to her. If it's for that, I guess I can understand, but I have to be honest, it made me so uncomfortable. I have to turn it off. Like I can't finish watching it. I know part 2 comes out today, but I just feel like there is no reason that we needed to see her in this condition. Like with her eyes, her health, the alcohol. Every single person that is currently in her life does not have her best interest at heart. And this is so sad to say, but it's like when you're on top of the world, the last thing you think is that you need to get your affairs in order. That's the last thing you think, because you don't think the people around you are plotting against you.
Wendy herself signed the rights over in 2022 to this Lifetime documentary. That same year, Wells Fargo took over saying she was an incapacitated person. You tell me, how could she sign a legal document allowing cameras in your house the same year you're considered an incapacitated person? You have to be compos mentis to sign a legal document like that. Guardians are already suing. This is horrendous and should be taken off the air.
When the legal guardianship situation surrounding Wendy Williams first began, many people feared it could turn into something similar to the toxic conservatorship that Britney Spears was under. At this point, we still don't have all the details about Wendy's guardianship, so it feels too soon to pass judgment on Sabrina, her legal guardian. However, based on available reports, Sabrina seems to be trying to protect Wendy's best interests, especially with the lawsuit she filed. Still, the reality is that we can't fully know someone's true motives or intentions, so only time will reveal what's really happening behind closed doors. Wendy's family, on the other hand, isn't entirely convinced that Sabrina is acting in Wendy's best interest. They believe Wendy should be in their care, but there's also the concern that they could potentially take advantage of whatever assets Wendy has left. A mud and dairy farm now living in Georgia, Wendy's son Kevin, Jr., has lived a lavish lifestyle funded by his mother's wealth. While Wendy clearly loves him deeply and wants the best for him, it's evident that he doesn't have the financial skills or maturity to manage her wealth or uphold the legacy she's built. Kevin Jr. has been defending himself against claims that he's been wasting his mother's money, stating that all of his spending was done with Wendy's consent, and that she has never been one to act cheap.
I've never taken it without her consent. I've always spoken to her, and she's always wanted me to spend her money.
I've got so much money. I want it for my son. I want to give some love to my son, Kevin. It's me and you, kid.
We can all understand Kevin's position, but there comes a time when common sense and discretion must be applied. Just because your mother is wealthy, has lived a life of luxury, and encouraged you to enjoy life, doesn't mean you should live as if the money will never run out. Especially now that she is no longer able to work and generate income for herself. Kevin, it seems, isn't prepared to shoulder the responsibility that's now on his plate. Even worse, his financially struggling and deceitful father, Kevin Hunter Sr., won't be much help either. In fact, it's becoming clear that Wendy's situation is not just a family issue. It has become a source of deep concern for many people. Many fans and observers are upset about Wendy's health decline, with some speaking out about her condition. One person said, "Nobody deserves this. This diagnosis is essentially the end for Wendy. The diseases she's facing are comparable to Alzheimer's. Her memory fades quickly, the present is pure confusion, and the future offers only a sad way to die." Another individual expressed, "This is truly heartbreaking to hear. Wendy Williams has always been such a larger-than-life personality, and it's so sad to see her facing such personal challenges." Someone else added, "I really didn't like that Wendy Williams documentary. It felt exploitative and incredibly saddening. She's still Wendy, but just a shell of the vibrant person she once was. I hope and pray she gets well." What do you think? Was her legal guardian right to file the lawsuit to protect Wendy's interests? And does her son deserve full access to her wealth in light of the circumstances? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video.